to Ottawa Experts. I'm Moira Hutchison and I'm here with my guest Annie Tenbolt, and we're talking about coaching, what coaching does to help you reduce stress and actually achieve successes that you are wishing for. And we're also talking about the Find the Coach Expo that's just around the corner.
Yes, October the 5th.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, very busy right now with all the preparations.
And Annie, this is the second one. Annie's actually the founder of Find the Coach Expo. I can't remember if I told you that. But this is the second one.
Yes.
Are you finding it's growing momentum and growing interest?
Yes, I mean last year we were at a community center here in the community, and that was wonderful. It was a great place.
It was a great event, yes. I was one of the coaches there too.
And this year we're at Ottawa City Hall,
which is pretty cool.
At the Jean Pigot Hall, and then it's big, the high windows, and we have more coaches coming in and different coaches.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. That's what we were talking a wee bit last when we were talking with Anne Max, is that I think it's really important to recognize how many different coaches there are out there, because just because maybe you have a problem that you want some business coaching with and you'd go to Annie, but then maybe there's something that you would want some mindfulness coaching or hypnosis on, which is kind of my area, or you want some productivity tips. The thing is that it's really important to go to the coach that resonates with you.
Yeah.
Because I think that we are all intuitive beings. We actually know at a gut level what it is that we need to deal with. Even though we don't know this up here, it's really important to kind of get into your intuition, which is why I think it's so important to go to and be a part of something like Find a Coach Expo, because you get to see all of the coaches and have discussions. And I think the panels are a great idea. You're doing 3 this year.
3 this year.
Yeah.
So there's going to be, the first panel will be what is coaching. The second panel will be more on goal setting, how you do that, because there's different ways of doing that, and coaches are very good at that.
Yes.
And then the last panel will be more on why would you go and see a coach, what's the benefits and those things.
Right
so
on.
I think you're on the last panel.
I think I'm on the last one.
Yeah. And that's a very important one as well. But they're all important, and you're going to learn all different things from all the different coaches. So you're going to have 15 different coaches on these panels.
Right on. Yeah.
All different types.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. We've got coaches that, have had. There's many different coaching schools too. So we've had people.
The coaching schools are being represented at the expo too?
We do have coaching schools there, but we also have people that, all these coaches, the training that we've all had
I
are
think we're all
different,
through different schools.
which is wonderful.
Yeah.
So, depending on the type, because some people have different methodologies or tools, and you may like one way better as well. It's not only the coach, but there is different types.
The methodology is very important, because some people are going to be much more factual based and much more, wanting things in a linear fashion, whereas don't come to me if that's what you want. We go all over the place.
Yeah, so because we've got from different extremes, we've got financial coach, trauma coach.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? We got speech coaches.
Yep.
We've got executive life coaches, of course, and all different kinds. And the life coaches have specified somewhat what type of coaching.
Yeah, I think that's a beneficial thing. And so when people come, is it going to be shown to them?
Yeah, they'll have a program, and they'll see all the different types of coaches on there. Plus, on every booth, you'll see the type of coach that person is. So you're not going to go to a financial coach for a life coaching issue.
Yes.
Or a parenting coach, or because we have all these different beautiful coaches, and one that works with art.
Yeah, you mentioned that. That's really, really awesome.
Yeah.
That brings out, how we were talking about the creativity, the getting both sides of your brain operational. I think that's awesome.
All different types. It's wonderful, wonderful. I'm so pleased with, the level of people that have come in this year is even up a notch from last year.
Well, I think it's up a notch from last year, but I think you've done a brilliant job at actually sort of holding space for this to kind of come into fruition. I've noticed that the social media campaign is way different from this time last year.
Oh, yes.
For it, so it's good. I mean, it's kind of nice to, whether people come or not. I think the visibility for that there is a group of coaches, because I think that's something that's missing for us as coaches.
Oh, yeah.
Is that it's really good. Something that I had talked about with Anne is that it's really important for us to know one another, so as that if I get into a situation with a client, I kind of say, I'm not qualified here. I want to know that I can refer them to somebody I know, so as that it's done in a.
We have some psychologists that are now becoming coaches.
Right.
So they can go either way.
Both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a number of them.
Yes.
There's a number of doctors in the.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that, because I've actually worked with a number of clients who have been to psychologists and been going up to them for years, and then they come to and work with me for say 3 months, and they have achieved more than they had for 3 years. So it's because
if they want it
different.
fast, then they come and see me. That's what I tell them. Don't come and see me if you want to go for years on one issue.
That's the whole thing, exactly.
Yeah, I don't. That's not the type of coaching I do, and that's fine.
I don't think coaching really lends itself to that, though, because it's really waking up the person inside and saying, "Hey, you're in charge."
Yeah.
You like to empower the person. So even though, and I know you and I both have long-term clients, but it's not that they're sitting there for
I work with executives, though, that sometimes just come and see me for
one time.
Well, not one session, but just a period of time, and then they might see me in a year or 2 years again for a period of time, because I've been doing this for a while. But so I work with a lot of executives as well. So.
But even in that, you still have a relationship with them, because they know who to pick up the phone.
Oh yeah, they've picked up the phone in between, and you do become friends with people, and the group coaching aspect is phenomenal as well.
Yeah, I love that the group coaching thing is really powerful, in that people don't realize, when people have a problem and feel sort of isolated with it. Oftentimes, just sitting in a group coaching environment, because any kind of coaching, whether it's group or individual, we're highly confidential. It never leaves the space, right? Yeah. And so in my experience with group coaching, people actually hearing other people's problems and say, "Wow, you mean I'm not alone?"
Well, and also seeing how that other person feels,
and how they react. Yes.
Because we all have different behavioral styles, and mine's not going to be the same as someone else, and same as yours isn't going to be the same as mine, and and how do I know what you're thinking until you say it?
Exactly.
Right. Yes. So isn't that nice to actually verbalize it? We're not texting each other now.
Don't like texting.
Oh yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, in the group setting, it's non-judgmental. So teaching as a coach, you do some teaching there of behavioral styles, so that you're somewhat of a mediator when you're doing a group coaching.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And you find that the results are phenomenal, because I've done workplace group coaching, and they all tend to be much happier after.
Good.
And that's because it's a group issue.
Yeah, if it's in the workplace, it's best to deal with it right in there, and actually give people tools to deal with it in that place.
Yeah. And isn't that that's showing that people are much more open to coaching.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what do you think's caused that starting to be open?
Well, the results that individuals have gotten, they see the results.
Yeah.
And if those individuals are doing so well, why not bring it in that way?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
So
what kind of scenarios would you do a group coaching?
Well, for one thing, if they're not getting along with each other, they're not, let's say, letting each other know, they think it's all about them, right? You know what I mean? It's their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've worked in different groups, and it's their stuff, right? They're not going to share their information, because the people want to say, well, I've done this, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Whereas, what about we've done this?
Yeah.
We is much stronger.
Yes.
So it's getting them to understand that we is a good thing. And
we is a good thing, and actually acknowledging each other's different characteristics is a key thing.
Yeah, and what's the, you know, how can you speak to that person? Because that person wants, you know, something different than what you used to give them.
Yeah.
So now you know how they, you know, treat things. You can give them what they actually want.
Right.
And that's much faster in communication too.
Communication in the right way, because people need to be communicated with rather than talked at. Right?
Yeah. And well, some people don't want a lot of talking.
Yeah.
That's some of their behavior.
That's their communication style. So thank you so much, Annie. I'm so excited to be a part of Find a Coach Expo, and it's my honor to have you here. Thank you to both Ann Max and Annie Tenville. I really hope that this information has been informative for you. And please feel free to look through my website, wellnesswithmoira.com, and I look forward to seeing you again at Find a Coach Expo on October 5th. Good night, and thanks, Annie.
Thank you.